Ollie, good to see you again, my friend. How you doing?
All good, Justin. You?
I am wonderful, wonderful. All better for seeing you. Now, look, I appreciate you putting putting a little reference together for us. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, all right? Start off with, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your recruitment business before joining the program?
I can. So I'm the founder of the agency. We have two key markets. Singapore, when we first met, it was mainly Singapore. And then about the time we met, we moved more into New York. So boutique agency, not massive, 5 people strong, and tech focus, struggling start of the year, basically. When we first met, I was really struggling.
Yeah, you had that look of on your face of someone that was going through a pretty challenging time. But what challenges or frustrations were you facing in the business before you joined?
I was really struggling. I remember watching your videos. I was watching your videos and you were talking about when you were struggling in it was during the oil crisis in Dubai, and I remember watching these videos, and I was like, man, this guy knows what I'm going through. It was just speaking to me. I was feeling very sorry for myself, and I was doing 50. I was doing it every day, all day, and I was getting nothing. I was fighting every day, 7 days a week, and I was getting nothing. I had to keep turning up, really struggling, mate. And I couldn't. It was. I can't believe people don't realize how stressful it is, but just couldn't get business on. Singapore was really struggling, and I wasn't using any tools or anything like that. So I was keeping it old school, and it just wasn't working. So just
And,
no
and
money, mate, no money.
was it that empathy element that made you thought that I'd been through tough times and come out the other side? Was that the only reason that sort of made you decide you wanted to look out for sort of mentorship and help?
To be honest with you, just kept popping up on my LinkedIn. I couldn't really get away from you. It's just like every day you were there. So I was just like every day it was coming through, just seeing this content. And at the time, I was using this content agency in who was giving me posts, and I was going big. I was going like quite public on it all. But I wasn't getting any inbound leads. So I did know that this works. This kind of stuff works because I'd still got companies saying to me, "Oh, I know you. I've seen you," and then I was getting exclusive business off the back of that. So I did know the content worked. And you're also talking about automation, AI, and also talking about struggle. So there was a lot of things that I hadn't implemented that you were talking about, and a lot of problems I was going through that you'd already been through. So like I was like, this guy's going to be able to help me out here. I know he will because he's been through what I've gone through. He's talking about the tools I want to implement, and like his business is doing really well. So it was like you kept seeing the content, and then he was coming into my feed, and I was like, this guy is definitely the. And it was between you and another agent, another person, the guy in the UK moved to Dubai, but his was just AI, and yours was a bit of everything. So it just made sense.
And how would you describe the experience of working with the team?
Good, good, good. So working with the team, it's been really good. I've actually felt like I work with Sarah, and she's a really nice person. Like you can just tell she's a really nice person. She's always given me a lot of time. Very passionate, detail orientated. Everyone's giving me time. I felt like people wanted the best for me, and it wasn't just like from a business perspective, it was an emotional thing as well. Because like, sometimes when you're in the and you're leading the ship and you're like, you almost need someone to tell you it's going to be all right. And I remember you kept saying to me, you're just going to get a couple big clients and it's going to be all good. And I was like, I don't believe you. I was like, it's not going to happen. But I did. It kind of like I felt defeated. But all these little things, you're so confident, and I was just like, all right, nice. There was a little lift. So what the experience from working with you guys has been positive. Obviously, there's a lot of similarities between me and you in terms of me being early on my journey, traveling, all this kind of stuff. So I felt like I had a more successful, more senior version of myself who was guiding me, through these day-to-day things. So really, really good experience, and would strongly recommend.
Was there a sort of light bulb moment you had when things started to click for you?
Yeah, I would say it was a mixture of everything because obviously you guys, introduced me to the tools, the tools that allowed me to, expand my outreach and expand like what I was doing. You managed to, because obviously I had a big team, my team shrunk, and I'm now doing probably 7 times more with a team much smaller. So it clicked during the time we started working together. I just started to get a couple of wins, and then I got the wind in my sails, and then it just kind of took off really. So I wouldn't say it was like an exact moment, but it was almost, like within about 2 weeks of us starting to working together, it built, and then the longer we started working together, it just took off. I wouldn't
I
say
mean,
there's an exact moment.
that's what you just said there. I think that's something I just want to dive into. So, how's your business changed overall, just in terms of mindset and profitability since we started working together?
Well, let's put it like this: when we first started working together, my costs of the business were probably, they're massive, but they're about 20 something grand pounds a month. Yeah. So every month I was losing that because like even though I was doing deals, everything was just falling out. Like everything that could go against me was going against me. So I was just losing money every month. And it was a really horrible feeling. Like I saved all this money and I'm just watching it just get eaten away. Team members started leaving, um, which wasn't great. So like it was just like a complete catastrophe. And then now we couldn't. It's like activating the money printer. Like I've had three. I might 2 months ago I did 150 between 2 and 1, so between 2.5 really. And then the next month I done another 150, which was last month. And this month I reckon I'll do 100, and that's all pounds.
Mm.
So if you think about that, considering my costs now are probably 13 grand a month, maybe 14 grand a month, we're probably sitting at, it sounds ridiculous, but I reckon that's like 80% profit.
Ama-
So I'm just doing a lot more with myself and just making a lot more money, way more.
And Ollie, how's this impacted your sort of personal life and confidence as a business owner?
Oh mate, it's like night and day. Um, Mate, I felt like a different person, to be completely frank with you. Like I was really struggling, and it was just awful. It was really horrible. I can't tell you how bad it was because 7 days a week, keep turning up, coming in every day, trying 100% and getting nothing. Any entrepreneur will tell you that is a real grind. And trying to stay positive. I had a new baby 6 months ago, so I was dealing with that. I had my teammates like trying to stay positive. No one's bidding. Um, and now I feel great. The confidence is behind me, and I think if you have the confidence and belief, that's the majority of the battle. And I've got a better relationship home with my partner. Everything's good, so I feel 10 times the man I was when we first met.
And what would you say to someone on the fence about joining?
I think that if anyone knows, like, the biggest mistake I ever made when I first started in recruitment was thinking I knew best. I joined a company, I was like the top bidder on the perm team, but it wasn't a top bidding team. So I was the like king of a mediocre team. So what I thought was great wasn't great. And if I just listened to people from the start 10 years ago, I'd be the man I am now. Because now I follow orders, basically. I will listen to what people tell me. But I used to think I knew everything. So I tried to build my whole business based on a mediocre bidder's brain, which has really cost me 10 years, basically. I've wasted 10 years. So if I'd, met you 10 years ago, I would have learned these things quick and I'll be bidding fast. So anyone who's thinking about whether to join or not join, it's just a no-brainer because like the money you're going to get back is so much more. Like at the time for me, it was a tough decision because I was like, I'm losing 20 something grand a month here. Now I've got to pay for this. It's an outlay. But if I didn't pay it, I'll still be losing 20 grand a month. Whereas now we're printing basically.
Amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
What a success story. That's wonderful.
I know.
Thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that.
Pleasure.